Would you rather have cheddar cheese for knees, or a talking dog that only speaks in Portuguese? Or to make yourself feel really dry, would you towel dry between your thighs, or dangle out your knackers in the breeze? You are listening to Knackers in the Breeze, the podcast, with me, Ryan.
And me, Barry. Let me do a serious voice. And me, Barry. Yeah?
We are the podcast that attempts to achieve philosophical enlightenment by answering questions sent in by listeners. And as you can see, we're pretty much there.
Do you feel more enlightened than you were this time a couple of weeks ago?
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
Where are you on the enlightenment scale out of 10?
If
10 is pure enlightenment, Buddha levels, Where are you?
I feel like it should be renamed from naught to Buddha. It should be naught to Knackers in the Breeze.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
And that's naught to 0.1.
Yeah, that's a knacker scale. I'm probably maybe 0.01 on the knackers in the breeze scale, which sits within the Buddha scale.
A lot of promise.
So what's that like? Is that maybe 100,000 times more, and I'll be Buddha scale?
I don't even know the maths.
But 100 times more, I'll be knackers in the breeze scale. Is that? Yeah.
So we can set off some homework straight away if you want to.
I have no idea. No idea. But then, men of my enlightenment level don't worry about such trivial things.
Oh. So what do you worry about?
I've transcended the worry of numbers, and now I focus on my speech. I worry about insects, and I worry about children and butterflies and breeze and knackers. I worry about hate and people not forgiving other people things that they've done. What do you worry about?
This going on too long. Right. So, since last time, Barry and I have participated in a charity football match.
Yep, soccer.
Yeah,
soccer. Yeah, we did actually. And what an event it was. It really was. That sounds sarcastic, and wasn't it? It was a really good event.
Yeah, ended 4-0.
Victory for our team.
Almost scored.
Team. Yeah.
If only the goals were a little bit bigger and I was a little bit better.
Yeah, which you could say for any game you've ever played, yeah. But this one's specific. Like,
if the goals were twice as big and moved a lot to the left, yes, that would have gone in, mate.
It would have gone straight in, and with no goalkeeper, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it would have gone in, and that would have been the cherry on the top. But as it was a delicious cake of a day because 4-0 victory. What more do you want, really?
Exactly.
There was silverware,
a
genuine cup, and historically we've played together. We've played on a pitch together for a soccer team when we were 15, 16, 17.
You played for Ramsgate then?
Played for Ramsgate, the big old mighty Rams.
Ramsgate B team.
Up the Rams. We do have to tell people that.
Ramsgate A team.
Don't tell people that. Let's just call it Ramsgate.
Ramsgate.
We're part of the organisation of Ramsgate, the club. We never won any silverware, to my knowledge.
No.
We didn't. At least I didn't get any. And then we played for another team called Preston Hellings, who have since folded. Didn't win any silverware or even a game.
An attendance medal.
We got a medal for turning up. And then skip forward many, many years, maybe 10 years. Here we are with a trophy in our cabinet. I don't know where that trophy's gone, but I know that at one point we had our hands on it. So
yep.
So it feels good. And also,
Did anyone drink anything out of it?
Yes.
Bit of piss?
Did. They drank piss. You're right. So the trophy got taken away.
Like that's not a joke.
Do you know what? I don't know what happened. It probably descended after that because it got taken out into Margate by the rest of the team.
Oh, really?
I didn't go, but I did see some videos.
It was the same day as the FA Cup final as well.
Yes, exactly. So piss and other fluids probably were in there. And let's not forget that the reason that we even played the charity football game was to raise money for a young gentleman who was who just finished going through cancer treatment. And it was
someone we used to play with as well.
Yeah, and he actually came on and played in that charity game, a little cameo.
Yeah.
Which is commendable because, it's amazing. And I think he was on the losing side. He lost 4-0, but it raised money for a good cause.
Charity won in the end.
Charity won through.
I was going to say cancer won in the end, but that'd be bad.
No.
Cancer treatment won in the end.
Thank God, but we did that so cancer doesn't win in the end, man. We don't want cancer to win in the end, but we won the battle, but we don't want cancer to win the war.
And we won the football match.
And that's most important.
Speaking of football, didn't you meet someone?
Oh, I wonder where you're going with that segue. Yeah, I met. I met a lovely gentleman by the name of Steve. Do you know Steve? Stephen G. Stevie G.
Stevie G. The Stephen Gerrard.
Stephen Gerrard. He was eating a lovely steak in
his home, and you were just outside with binoculars.
Well, he didn't
I wonder how he peppers it.
He didn't. How's your pepper steak, Dave?
Oh, he's using no gravy. Is
And
he
then-
eating no gravy? What's wrong with him?
He didn't have any gravy.
No? What's wrong with him?
What's fucking wrong with him? And then I bet he asked though. He just didn't get it because it was in a Portuguese golfing estate.
Okay, that's random. Are you sure it was him?
No, it was. It's a
Or was
really.
it just a Portuguese man with a Liverpool shirt on?
It could have been. It could have been. No, it was definitely him because it just was. You just know it was, and it was it's a fancy place we were in, and apparently it's got a villa not far away from where we were. This is in Portugal, and we were on holiday. And there's loads of golf courses there. So he obviously plays golf. Alan Shearer goes there, and Wayne Rooney. They've all got villas there apparently.
Did you see them as well?
No, no. But I did. I met when I say met, I was in the same room as him.
Was it an airport?
No, it was a
Did
restaurant.
you see him across the runway?
No, he was from where you are now, times 2 away.
Okay.
That was it. And when I went to the toilet, he was even closer. Momentarily. I didn't go when he went.
Did you just lean over and then just like look down, then look up and just nod and go, not bad, that? Not bad, that lad?
Was it? I just, I didn't go to toilet at the same time as him, but I was, I would mind doing that. Where do we go with that? No, what I mean is I should have. I regret that because we could have both been washing our hands at the sink and had
Could have got him to ask a question.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was going. He could have listened to the poddy.
Yeah. We could have asked him a question. I
Yeah.
could have asked him, what's it like to be in Frank Lampard's shadow your whole career?
Wow. Wow. If he ever hears this, I'm sorry, Stephen. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, it's true.
And for those that don't know that reference, we're not going to go into it.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to go into it because it's a falsehood. It's a falsehood. What did Frank Lampard ever win with his club? Let's not go into it. Let's not go into
Europa
it.
League.
Yeah, league.
More Premier Leagues than Steven
have
Gerrard
a-
won.
yeah,
More goals.
Did he win the hearts and minds of a whole city? No, he didn't. Move on.
Did Gerrard?
Half the city. Let's move on.
Ooh.
It's that time for the feedback where we hear what people give us to eat on. Nibble feedback. Want to hear your feedback. Constructive criticism.
First constructive criticism. Never do that again.
What a catchy jingle.
Have you got a game this week?
Yeah.
Have you got another jingle for that? Is
Yeah,
it the same
always.
jingle?
No, this is better than that. I won't tell you the name of the game yet.
Okay. All right. So this section
Not
of
yet.
the show, it's not new, but we've been focusing on it a bit more in the past few episodes. So we've got a little bit of feedback from last episode. You know that we sorted you into Hufflepuff.
Oh yeah, the Puff Puff.
We've got a little bit of feedback there.
I knew it. I had Barry pegged as a Hufflepuff from the moment I met him.
See, the thing about that is that a criticism? Is
Bit of
that
feedback.
is that a diss? Or is that like, wow, that guy's a Hufflepuff if I've ever seen one? Or did she go, he's Hufflepuff? Like, it's a bad thing or a good thing?
What's bad about being a Hufflepuff?
Well,
Many
they're
things.
just a bit boring, aren't they? I mean, I like them, but they are renowned for being nothing. Like, just blah. Do you know what I mean? Gryffindor win, Slytherin sleuth. What
Well,
the
if they're known for being bull, it's only a little bit away from bull.
Is that my new nickname? Blah, blah, blah. So offensive.
Hi, here comes Ryan with his friend. Bull. In other news,
So it is offensive, but Carrot, let's move on.
in other news, I had a bit of technical difficulties a few episodes ago, so I went on Reddit
Sure.
and I tried to get something sorted with the Spotify feed. And I said, "Oh yeah, this is a podcast, Knackers in the Breeze." I didn't get any help from this comment, but this comment said, "In Ireland, knackers is our slang for saying gypsies."
Wow.
At some point, we did get like a few new Irish people signing up to listen to the podcast. And I was like, "Oh, okay, we're getting a lot from Ireland."
Wow.
They must have just thought we were like gypsies,
Radical
like
gypsy
Irish
podcasts.
travellers
Because I imagine there's not
about-
many gypsy podcasts.
in the wind.
Oh my god, because by the very nature
They
they
probably thought we were like
live with the wind.
like gypsy boxing.
Right. Oh my god, like an unofficial sort of like UFC commentary or like, WWE, but we're talking about the gypsy fighting.
Yeah.
I don't know the first thing about gypsy fighting. Oh my god.
But you're about to witness two of them get into a fight. You little fucking bastard.
Yeah, you little titty. Shall we, is that offensive? Shall we...
Is that racist?
I know quite a few people that come from gypsy heritage, but they've grown up sort of...
Oh, like Roma or...
Like Romany, yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
they don't say they're like gypsies.
I think it's a colloquial phrase that as I've just found out on Google, colloquially known as gypsies. So a little bit of gypsy fighting news that I've just Googled. These two travellers, that's what we're going to call them now, called the Hulk and Bigfoot, had a fight for £60,000 prize.
Really?
In the street, bare knuckle.
Where?
Hertfordshire.
Was it windy? Were there knackers in the breeze there?
I can see. Do you know what? It's pissing it down and it is windy.
Hey!
But one of them's got his top off, and it took 40 minutes to declare a winner. They were fighting for 40 minutes.
Fucking hell.
I tell you who is. The Hulk and Bigfoot are fighting.
Do you know what? There's chess matches where people get knackered quicker than that.
After 40 brutal minutes, Patrick Nevin tapped out, leaving Joe Joyce to win by a technical knockout and collect £60,000. Tune in next episode for more gypsy fighting news.
Please heed my words. My mortal body perished due to listening to poor quality podcasts. Make certain this happens not to other humans by sharing the high quality podcast, thus named Knackers in the Breeze, with your compatriots and friends. Doing this will ensure the safety of all man and womankind.
I've got a bit of indirect feedback here, and on the topic of football as well. We do play football with a lad from Singapore, and
Sure.
I gave him a lift back to where he lived the other day, and I was asking him about Singapore and like, what was the first language there? And he goes, "Oh, English is the first language in Singapore." I was like, "Okay,
Interesting."
But he also speaks Malay and Mandarin. And I was like, I know a bit of Mandarin.
Oh.
And he'd looked at me and went, "That's fucking gibberish." So
Oh, really?
I failed there.
Did you not know what it was?
No, it's like
At all?
that's bullshit.
He couldn't even locate...
No, it's like that doesn't mean anything.
Are you being serious?
Yeah,
So you fucking lied to me?
I didn't lie. I looked it up. I tried to learn it, but
Did you show him it written down?
No.
How did he not... So, what did it say? Can you make out any words?
No.
Not even
Well,
Knackers in the Breeze?
I didn't like go into it, but
That's
because I was so disheartened
That's
that it didn't.
hilarious.
I thought it was going to go, "Oh wow, I didn't know. Where'd you learn that from?" I'll tune into your podcast, but no, it's like, what?
What are you talking
That's not Chinese.
Oh no. That's hilarious. So you embarrass yourself?
Yeah,
Wow. He would have had so much respect for you if... Because he would have gone, wow, he's learnt the
probably
language.
why I didn't
he's
turn up to
cultured."
football last time. It was like, I cannot be seen in the same room.
He hasn't come back
As
since.
that fraud.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Can you say the phrase again? That you've memorised?
Nin ching sai shooting woman da boca ching wen women yiga wenti.
I mean, now you say it, it does sound like you're just making it up.
Well, no.
So that's going to be extra. You're probably never going to forget that. And it doesn't mean a thing.
Doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah.
You wasted your time.
It could be like that. Was it that, when you try and do like something like a design website or something, it comes up with like Lipsum, was it Ipsum Lauren? It's kind of like
Oh, I see, yeah.
Latin gibberish.
Yeah,
it could
yeah,
be
yeah,
just
yeah.
like Mandarin gibberish.
Mandibberish.
Listen up, Knackers in the Breeze. Listen up, Knackers in the Breeze.
Just want to say a quick congratulations to Gears and Beers for their 100th episode.
Get the crowd out here. Get out. Get the crowd out. Close the door, we're recording. Thank you.
So on their last episode, they got fucking smashed, and it's usually a car
Drunk.
show. Yeah. Oh yeah. So drunk on alcohol. Usually it's a car show. This time it was just a shit show, basically. It's kind of like it reminded me of Train Spotting when Rents gets spud on speed and then goes to a job interview,
yeah.
and he goes, "I'm proud of Spud. He fucked up good and proper."
Was there much car talk?
There was a little bit. I
was-
sent
there
a
wa-
question in as well.
There wasn't a gent. Did they answer that question?
Yeah, they did.
There we go. Then what more can you ask?
Exactly.
And if you can't celebrate on your 100th episode, when can you? When can you?
Exactly. Have you got any feedback?
Yeah, like only Ashley's listened before. She's a lady that I'm frequenting physically. And she said, she said it's a bit boring, isn't it? I went, is it? So she's not a fan. But I think
She's wrong.
She probably listened to one of our intros and then didn't get any further. And I was like, the juicy content comes after the intro, doesn't it? Wait till after the feedback section and then it gets really good. So
Wait till the bit when we tell you it's good.
Yeah. Like now it's
repeat what
good.
we
This
say.
is good.
This is
So
great.
this is good. Keep listening.
Welcome to Cooking with Knackers and the Breeze. Today we'll be making a successful podcast. First, what you want to do is get your cheddar cheese. You want to chop that in half. What that will do is double up as a pair of knees. He always still come for me. Not now, Rex. Next, you want to get your tea towel and you want to just put that just between your thighs and you want to dry it as much as possible. Alternatively, you could go outside in the wind and just dangle out said testicles. That is how you make a successful podcast. See you next week, guys.
You know, moments ago I was talking about Stephen Gerrard.
Yeah.
Former
I mean, you haven't stopped going on about it since you've met
Well,
him.
he
met him in quotation marks.
He looked at me in a restaurant. Alright? I've got photos of him as well, looking away. Speaking of that, he used to captain England football club.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And speaking of football, got a little question here, football related, from a little gentleman called Rob. Rob, it's his first question to the podcast, and it's a little question that goes a little something, a little bit like this.
Would you rather go back in time and witness England win the World Cup in 1966, knowing they will never win one again, or stay as you are, hoping that they would win one?
Okay.
Interestingly,
I might have to look this up, but I know that
they haven't won again.
No.
They didn't. They didn't win after 1966.
I can't get on Bing and search for that.
Bang! Use Bing.
Yeah, I might need to look it up quickly, but I think who England beat in 1966, they were like epic teams. I think it was like Argentina, Brazil,
Uruguay,
obviously Germany.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Brazil,
Japan.
I don't know, but they were like proper. Mexico as well.
Oh,
I think,
Mexico were really good, weren't they, back in the day?
Imagine winning it, like beating those teams rather than
We've played
the lesser teams,
like
didn't we?
Paraguay and
Panama.
I mean, Christ. Yeah, they're not in the same league in any way compared to the Argentinas and Germanys and Mexicos of the world. But we haven't won it since.
No.
Would you go back and watch that triumph?
Well, that does seem a fucking epic. It's in like extra time as well. Spoilers here.
Spoilers, yeah. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube.
Yeah, but
go back and watch that game.
Go to extra time at 2-2 against Germany, especially like at that moment.
Our great rivals, and that was post-war, not too long after the war.
Yeah, like 20 years after the war,
so
21 years after the war.
Oh, those memories were fresh.
Yeah. I'd love to win it now as well.
I'd rather win, because only win it once. I still think, because I'm an optimist, that we're going to win it maybe another 2 times in my lifetime. Yeah. So I want 2 or 1. Give me 2, baby.
I don't know how they felt back then, but like we've had so many like disappointments and upsets and stuff since then.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like even better having those like disappointments, upsets, and still believing in
That's
them, and
amazing.
then finally getting through.
That's a very good point. No, that is a very good point.
The gold.
Because I think it could genuinely get to 100 years later, and we still might not have won it. So when we do, it will just be the greatest thing ever. It will be such a whole generation of people that have missed it. We're on to the second or third generation of people now.
2006, I thought we were the closest. We had such a good fucking team.
Yeah, we didn't do it though. Didn't do it. But this time, the most recent World Cup, we got to the semi-finals.
Yeah.
We didn't do it though. But imagine, do you remember the feeling? Everyone was just loving it. People were in the street were just being friendly to each other for no reason other than England are doing well in the World Cup. They didn't even care about football.
People wearing waistcoats because of Gareth Southgate.
I was one of those knobheads wearing a waistcoat because of our manager.
That was before Gareth Southgate though.
Yeah, that's true. He got it from me.
And he wore like other clothes underneath them. You just wore just the waistcoat.
No, I wore a bow tie
and socks.
I wore a bow tie and socks on my dingle dangle. So what are you talking about? You never saw my old
dingle dangle.
Yeah, you didn't see my Jules Rimet, did you?
You deserve a trophy for that.
Day 9 on the island. I'm getting low on food and water. Luckily, I read the survival manual written by Dangerous Dave before getting stranded. Sleeping at night is near impossible with the wolves howling at the moon, although it's somewhat comforting knowing they're in the distance rather than surrounding my camp. I have so many questions to ask that need answering. Obviously there's no internet here, so I can't send a voice clip via private message to Knackers in the Breeze on Facebook. Until then, I will continue to journal my time stranded on this island.
Right. We've got a question here from another podcast again.
What podcast?
The People Time podcast, which is a podcast where they go into the history of individual people.
Yeah, like really influential people.
Yeah, and they have a bit of banter and stuff while they do it. It's pretty good. It's pretty funny.
I like it.
So yeah, if you like The Dollop, it's funny like that, how they will go into a history of someone and kind of put a funny spin on it.
Yeah.
But
you actually
they don't rely on their content to be funny, they're just funny themselves. So The Dollop is kind of like their content is humorous, whereas these make it funny.
Yeah, but you actually do learn things as well.
Yeah, so I listened to the Harry Houdini one, and I got really into that. Learned a lot, and it is really funny at the same time as well. I also listened to like the Stanley and
what did you
Stephen
learn about
Hawking.
Houdini? Can you tell me one thing you learned from People Time about Houdini. Go.
During the Great War,
yeah,
he was in America at the time, and he was teaching Allied soldiers how to get out of handcuffs.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Patriot.
Right, so this is a question from People Time.
Ah, fuck, it's People Time in the house.
Yeah, that's who we are.
Yeah, it is who we are, huh?
Yeah, we're the podcast from across the pond.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and we like Knackers. Pretty badass.
You guys are funny.
It's hilarious.
I was very appreciative of some of the jokes in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I have a question.
All right, yeah, let's do one.
What would you guys do if you had to swap bodies for a full week? Like, would you guys fuck with each other? Or what would happen if you guys just swapped bodies for a week?
Like that shitty movie with Lindsay Lohan kind of thing?
No, yeah.
Because I know if I were to switch bodies with you, I would be pretty upset. Like, I could have a better view of the world as you're up so high, but I'd hate myself.
You're such a Burke. You twat.
Wow, that's a good question, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Two things. Well, one thing. Freaky Friday by Liz
shit
Lohan.
film?
It's not shit.
It's
no.
good.
Fuck you. First of all, let's get it out there. We probably would look at each other's todgers.
Yeah.
Would we?
Who would be disappointed and who would...
We think we all know. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised.
Ah.
And I'd be just dismayed. Or like
just disappointed.
Just an air of melancholy. Just like, oh. I'd like feel for you. I'd pity you. You know?
Because you'd think it would be smaller than it is. It's like, actually, it's just average size.
That's what it is. You keep telling yourself that. That's what it is. And I think...
when he keeps telling us he's a little dick, it's just his personality.
I think I wouldn't want to spend too long down there. But I would really enjoy... You've got a beard.
Yeah.
I can't grow beards. So I would really enjoy that part of it. I'd probably just be constantly rubbing it. You know, like a deep philosophical thinker, which you are because you're on Knackers and Breeze.
Philosophically enlightened.
They would never make that noise. But, you know, maybe by episode 100, you might be... They can stop making those noises. But I just think, you know, you are you know, the beard certainly makes you look more enlightened. It's not that long. It's not like a grey,
like
knee...
Indian guru.
It's not that, no. It's a Viking warrior vibe that I'm getting. You know.
Fuck you up.
Yeah.
Rape and pillage your town.
Yep. That. So what would you do with my bod? You wouldn't rape and pillage, would you, with my body?
First off,
do you know what I would do?
I'd enjoy going out in just a waistcoat and shoes.
I just thought about
socks.
what I would do. Oh my god!
Go for it.
I would, because it's your body and who cares? I can do what I want. There's no repercussions. I just to fuck with you, just get a tattoo. just get pissed up and just get a tattoo.
Right, in that
it's
case,
like really like.
I'm gonna have to get you on the news, aren't I?
Doing what?
In a bad way. Well, you've settled on the tattoo now.
Well, don't become
something about just wearing a waistcoat running through public places.
To be fair, yeah.
Going, I'm Gareth Southgate.
If you've always wanted to do that, you could do it inside his body, and
no, but there's no repercussions.
That's what I mean.
I'm gonna go back into my body the next day.
Wow, and then I would then have to deal with.
Yeah,
that.
Then you'd get arrested and probably get.
Well, I just want you. If I saw on the news that there's a man who looks just like me, oh wait, it is me running through. I would go, fuck you. Right, I've got 6 hours to go.
I'm gonna go to the police and explain the situation, how we've swapped bodies.
Listen, officer, it's quite
Have you seen
simple.
Freaky Friday? Not the original, the one with Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah. No, it's not shit. I think if I was watching the news, it popped up. Oh my god, this is live police chase. This man's running around calling himself Gareth Southgate. His cock out. I'd go, oh, I know what he's doing, the little bastard. So I'd go, stop tattooing me. I've got things to do. And I'd go running out and just cause havoc with your body. I don't know. I'd be naked. I'd just be
smashing dicks against walls. And
one dick
flipping
probably.
over cars if you can.
I'd be just shitting on people's windshields when they're in traffic, smearing it in with my bum, and then just carry on running, punching people. And ultimately, it doesn't matter because I'm just trying to one up whatever you've done with my body.
I want to cut all of my voice out and just have a clip of you just saying what you want to do. You want to do with no context.
I want to shit on a windscreen of a car. I would get you good.
I want to write a poem in my own shit on their windscreen and backwards as well, so it reads properly when they see it.
Well, do you know what? There's a certain skill level there that almost eclipses.
When you're in my body, you'll have that.
But it almost
I'm used to doing it. It's the muscle memory.
Such a bad deed, but it's so wonderfully executed that they might not be annoyed about that. Do you know what I mean?
Impressed.
I mean, like if you
they might even sell it as like modern art.
But
you know, they've sold a laptop recently. It was just filled with viruses, and that's the whole thing.
Really?
Like old school viruses, like viruses from like the 2000. I think year 2000. It's got like the I love you virus, and it's like so riddled with this malware. That it's sold for like £1,003,000 or something like that.
That's £1,003,000.
Sorry, £1.3 million.
That is ludicrous. That is ludicrous. I've got loads of virused up shit in my house.
Yeah. You don't want to sell your laptop.
No, I couldn't afford the
bail.
I would be away for a long time, baby. But basically, if I went around drawing shit everywhere, mirror imaging shit pictures and poems on windscreens and car bonnets, I might inadvertently, when I body switch, make you a multi-million-pound selling modern artist, Banksy, Wanksy. So maybe I shouldn't do that because you don't be the best thing that ever happened to you. I don't know.
Maybe
what
you should do it now.
Maybe I'll just.
If we pause this podcast.
Do you know what I would do? Right, a minute before the switch back happens, I'll just lop my left arm off with a fucking saw.
Quite horrible to each other, aren't we?
I'll just cut my arm off.
I'm swap buddies now with one of my mates. Fuck him.
So when you come back, you just got no arm and you're bleeding out.
Dear Barry, I've asked you a question, but it's been derailed. I left my name, my location, on the age on the email. I feel like this podcast relationship will start growing stale, and this lack of reply is becoming beyond the pale. All I want is to feel you inside me. The love I feel for you so strong that it blinds me. I just need to feel your whole pelvis behind me. It's strange hearing your voice and how insane it drives me.
Off Rose Cold I'm listening to Knackers in the Breeze. You can find them on all platforms like iTunes and Spotify.
I've got a little question here for you. It's silly. Sorry, don't drink like that. It's a silly. It's
too hot to do that.
There's manners for etiquette. This question was sent in. It was actually pointed out to me by a lady called Rosie, who's actually been involved with the show in previous episodes.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a question that was on Twitter that she saw somebody posted and went, boom. Her first thought, schmap. This should go straight to Knackers in the Breeze. Fuck with that. All the kids are saying it now, schmap. It's like, yes, zing. So anyway,
I went yesterday. I was watching the football with some friends, and one of them said he bished that in.
Bish.
Like, bish.
Bish.
Yeah.
How you spelling bish?
I imagine BISCH.
CH? Oh, I wasn't expecting that C.
I thought he sounded like Jamie Oliver in the 90s.
Bish.
Bish bash bosh.
Bish bash boosh. He tried to get away from it, didn't he? Because it was becoming too much. So he didn't want to,
too Essexy.
Yeah. He didn't want to be stereotype himself, but ultimately you still remember it, so it didn't work very well.
No.
But yeah, I've never heard that. The verb to bish, a bish to goal in. It's bullshit. But she found this and thought of her. Schmwap. I'm going to give her this. Boom. I'm going to send it into Knackers in the Breeze. Are you ready for the question? I've read it out on her behalf and on the Twitter poster's behalf.
Okay.
All right, mate. Here's a question for you. The question is such. £10 million right in your hand right now. But there's a catch. A snail chases you for the rest of your life, and if it touches you, you die a terrible, terrible death. The snail cannot be killed, It knows your location at all times, and its only purpose and life goal is to find you. Are you going to take the money?
What was it? If it touches you, what?
You die. So, there's a snail. It's constantly moving. It never stops. It never sleeps. And it's always after you. It knows where you are at all times.
Okay. I don't know if this is just me.
Sure.
This is probably me just being big-headed. But
Shoot.
I think I might be able to outrun a snail.
Right. Okay. Let me throw this in. When you're asleep...
Circle of salt.
This snail's different to other snails.
Yeah,
It can just jump over.
It can jump.
It's
not a snail, then, is
it? Can jump. Well,
it's got 4 legs. It's got fur.
If it was as simple as that, then take the money. If you think that's going to stop the snail, you take that risk.
Chases me. It can't just go across water. Snails don't. I suppose they can get on a boat.
They can get on a boat.
But it gives me enough time. If I go and have like a trip to Australia or something. It's going to take him ages to get to Australia.
It's going to take him ages?
Yeah. And then when I see him in Australia, I can just
Right,
drive...
so you're going to see him coming over the horizon. Oh, fuck, there he is. Okay, are you ready for this? A garden snail moves at approximately 0.047 kilometres an hour. That's not a lot, is it?
I mean, I could just outrun him. We go over a long distance, and it's kind of like a marathon.
Well, he
thing.
never stops. He never stops. He never stops. I keep saying that, but he never stops.
Do you ever stop?
No, no. I am the snail. No, so you would take it then? Fine.
I think £10
million cash. Boom, yours.
Yeah, just outrun him. If you're tired of outrunning him,
I've got a question for you.
Go abroad, and then circle of salt.
I've got a question for you. You see another snail. Most snails look the same. You'd never be able to relax. You think, is that him?
Yeah, and then I could just walk.
You can't kill him.
No, I could just walk away. I mean, to this day, no snail has caught me.
Okay. What if I told you, and I'm making this up now, what if I told you that the snail can move twice as quick as
Twice as quick.
So he's suddenly got a little bit quicker, so he can do 0.01 kilometres an hour now.
I think if a snail moved 15 times faster than he could, I think I'd still be alright.
What? You arrogant man. You arrogant fool.
Even if it's a human,
right,
who walks towards me my whole life, I've got a car.
No, that's bullshit.
Drive to Scotland.
I'm sorry, that's bullshit. You could never
drive to Scotland, and he's going to take ages.
But he never stops.
He or she.
He doesn't sleep. He just keeps walking. So
then circle of salt. Oh no! Oh.
I've walked over the mountains of Scotland to get to
Little did he know, I've got pepper. Dissolves the salt.
So, does it?
Scientific fact.
What if I told you the snail has a shell full of pepper then, and then he will dissolve the salt?
Oh, fuck. Now it's a real question.
It's not the best question. Now you've analysed it. I agree with you.
If it was like a dog or something, then...
Can I tell you what Rosie said?
Or even like a frog.
Yeah, frog.
Anything that has the og suffix. Go on, sorry.
What about a log?
A log. I can outrun a log, I think.
Okay. What about...
Unless it's human shit.
And that's downriver, and you're downriver, downstream, and it's coming down at
I
you.
can't outrun a piece of human feces in a river.
So you would get that 10 million then.
So what would you do?
Probably I'd take the 10 mil because, as Rosie said, snails can't fly, so just head to Australia, live it up for a few months of the year.
Yeah.
And then just move back.
Well, a snail might be able to get on an aeroplane though.
That's very true.
Or a boat.
It's a very clever snail, so it probably would. But still, Australia's a huge country, so just make sure you're nowhere near an airport and just chill, man. The end.
What animals eat snails?
Birds.
Just hang around some birds? Is
Magpies.
that a thing?
Have a magpie on your shoulder at all times and train it to eat snails. But you can't kill this one, but they might be able to train them to pick it up and drop it off miles away.
Yeah, you can fly it to like Greenland or something.
So get a magpie, train it to fly to Greenland whenever it sees a snail. Done.
Just hang around on a lot of uneven surfaces your whole life.
Oh my god, that's clever.
So even if you see it coming, he's like, oh, already I'm going to be hours for him to get 5 meters.
Where it's sort of in the Stone Ages, for example, they might build a moat, or at any time in history they'll build a moat of water.
Yeah.
Just
build
build
like a salt castle.
An undulating salt castle.
I'd go to the salt mines in Salzburg.
Wow, just buy those up.
Yeah.
Live in a little cavern of salt.
Yeah.
Happy.
happy, underground, in darkness, surrounded by
You might find that
salt.
the snail then just doesn't bother coming for you because in a way you've already died.
In a way you've already ended your life.
He's won if you're living.
But I'm rich, right?
But you are rich. You are rich.
But I've spent it all on buying
you're now
expensive salt mine.
You're now 2 mil in debt because you owe the government of Salzburg 2 mil.
There we go. Ryan Barry, would you answer this, please? I've got a dilemma for Knackers in the breeze. It plays on my mind and it keeps me awake. Would you ease my nerves, oh please, for goodness sake? Would you like to have a finger for a tongue? What's the largest thing you put up your bum? With kisses, would you smother the father? Would you rather with a noose? Would you rather be hung?
It's hanged.
Okay, it's that time of the week. It's that time of the episode where a little game.
Game.
Yeah. We had a lot of time trying to find philosophical enlightenment. This just gives you a few moments of respite away from that strenuous task.
Which ironically might lead you closer to enlightenment.
Exactly. I didn't want to say that, but that is the case. So this game is called Sheeps or Peeps. Goes like this.
Sheeps or peeps.
Okay.
That's hands down the most annoying theme so far.
I did try and make
Jingle.
that annoying almost, but that pisses me off. It's the end for me that gets me. I hold it too long. So the concept is simple. I'm going to read you some.
The days when he used to add instruments and stuff like that.
No. Episode 20, there might be instruments.
I imagine like episode 20, the theme tune should be
with a little tambourine in the background.
A little triangle. Ding.
Yeah, so Sheeps or Peeps, I'm going to read you out some countries, and I want you to tell me, is there more sheeps or peeps in that country?
Okay.
It's simple. And I think you'll do
This is written for the Welsh and New Zealand listeners.
I think you'll do very well, and they might even pop up in the quiz. Okay, number one. Let's quick fire this. So, China.
This is audio gold.
China, sheeps or peeps?
Peeps.
He's correct.
Yeah.
Australia, sheeps or peeps?
I'm going to go peep. No, peeps. Yeah, peeps.
He's wrong. It's sheeps. There are 75 million sheeps in Australia. There's only 24 million people. India, sheeps or peeps?
They like the cows there, so I'm going to go peeps.
It's peeps. He's right. 1.1 billion people in India. Only 53 million sheeps.
How many cows though?
I don't know.
How many snails after me?
I'll save that for next week. Iran, sheeps or peeps?
I reckon there's a lot of farmland there.
He's wrong. It's 81 million peeps, but only 50 million sheeps. New Zealand, sheeps or peeps?
Sheeps.
He's right. 27 million sheeps, only 4.7.
So there's more sheep in
peeps.
Australia than there is in New Zealand.
Yes, there is, but there's more.
Why do the Aussies keep going on about like?
Because here's
they're
why.
fucking sheep shaggers.
Here's why. There's 6 sheep to every 1 person in New Zealand, where there is only 3 sheep per person in Australia.
Okay.
So it's more. Ratio is
Ratio,
more. Wales, sheeps or peeps?
Sheeps.
He's so right.
We do the same thing to the Welsh.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So 9.8 million sheeps and 3.1 million peeps. Okay, so you did very well there. You got 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. Okay. Okay.
Woo!
Yes. Okay. There's a bonus question. Are you ready for this? This is.
Or is it?
That's really good.
That was crap.
When you think, okay, this is called "You Wants to Be a Millionaire." Right. So this is a bonus question. You want to be a millionaire? Are you ready? How many sheeps are there on the planet in total as of 2018? Is it A, 2 billion, B, 3 billion, C, 1.2 billion, or D, 1.5 billion?
New listeners to the show, you could find this riveting audio games like this in the future, and they might even be about other categories of animal.
Yep, there are.
I'm going to go 3 billion.
He's going for 3 billion. Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
I can reveal in the planet, or on the planet, in total, there are 1.2 billion sheep. I'm sorry, you've lost the check. I'm going to have to rip up in front of you. Oh, well, you'll be paying you or something. Well done, and we're never going to play that again.
Knackers in the breeze. Knackers in the breeze.
Right, this is a question that... this is a question. Right, Barry, this week, Emily and I have got a joint question for you.
Big Baz. We were just talking, and I was wondering, whose celebrity death have you been most devastated by? For me, I think it'd probably be Chester from Linkin Park. But let me know who you were very upset by.
Were you on a horse and carriage at that when you recorded that?
Yeah.
No, genuinely, were you?
No.
Okay. Because I can hear click clocking in the background.
Oh, that was the indicator. We're in a car.
Oh, a car.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the horses things that doesn't have like a tail or digestive system.
It's like a horse and cart.
Yeah.
Without the T on the end.
The organs.
It's still got 4 wheels. What are we doing?
Doesn't shit.
doesn't write poetry on
on windscreen.
In windscreens in reverse.
We'll never be a millionaire, then, will it?
No.
No. Yeah. So a few celebrity deaths spring to mind really that really hit me, and one of them was the old Chuckle Bruv.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I grew up watching that show. Was
it Barry? Or was it the other one?
Can't remember.
But it hit you so hard that you forgot his name.
Genuinely, I can't. I think it was Bazza. Yeah, I think it was. I know that in my heart, it's Bazza. And then there's another one that really hit me. This is a weird one, and it sounds like I don't know why it affected me so much. Maybe it was the timing of it. But George Michael on Christmas Day.
George Michael.
Genuinely.
I was going to say something like Mother Teresa or Nelson Mandela or something.
No.
Barry Chuckle.
Yeah, Barry Chuckle. Yeah, because it's part of my youth, and I always
Right.
connected with him because of the name. You know, because I remember it's the name. It's the name as well. It's like part of me dies. There's not many Barrys out there, and he was holding the flag quite high for Barrys. People love Barry for him. He's the reason people like the name Barry as much as they do. and
So you could blame it on him.
And with him gone, who else is holding the flag? So yeah, that was sad. It was sad.
You still got Barry from EastEnders.
Yeah,
which obviously isn't his real name.
He's
but-
still holding the flag, which is good. So it's just down to me really now. And Bazza.
The most famous, well, the second most famous Barry, but the most famous Barry whose name is actually Barry rather than the character on EastEnders.
Yeah, or Barry the Flash. You know, what's his name? Barry Gordon, or whatever his name is. Flash Gordon. Flash. Not Flash Gordon. Flash. The Flash. Yeah, the Flash. Where he runs really quick.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's called
It's not
Bazza.
Snail, no?
No, not the Snail. No. Wait, what were you talking about?
So celebrity deaths. I think
George Michael, yeah.
Yeah, so when I was talking to Emily about it, I was always like really surprised, and it affected me as well. I was a lot more affected by Steve Irwin's death than like Michael Jackson or who else is like really prominent.
But David Bowie or Prince.
David Bowie, yeah, Prince, stuff like that. Like
Princess Diana. She was...
Yeah, Princess Diana. Well, I was quite young when she died, so I didn't really know who she was.
Even if you did, would you have been?
I remember wearing a
upset?
tiny little suit and having to do 2 minutes.
No,
silence.
you didn't.
Yeah.
You wore a suit.
Yeah, Mum really liked her, so we.
So she made you go upstairs and get your suit on.
Well, I don't know. I think she bought a suit or something because
No
I didn't have a suit at that
way.
point, so I had to wear a little suit. And we'd do 2 minutes of silence.
That's lovely, by the way. I'm not ridiculing
No.
it, but it's just a bit bizarre. Like
I know. Knowing my mum, I can't believe she did that because she's not like that.
No.
So yeah.
Why would she go out and get a suit?
Yeah.
Can we get her on in the next episode and give her a quick? Can we give her a call when we record our next episode?
She'll never come on this quote pile of shit. Not actual quote. But yeah, so Steve Irwin's like death, like everyone was
What?
like, "Whoa, fucking hell, I love that guy."
I remember because you were quite young when he died, weren't you?
No, but I was doing work experience.
So what's that? 15, 16?
Yeah.
So
yeah, so I remember finding out like I did work experience at this little golf course, and like someone came in and said like Steve Irwin's done. Like fuck off, I really liked him.
Did you go home and Skype off that rest of that day?
I did, but
I just can't do
that's
it.
unrelated because I did it the other days beforehand.
Exactly. Good excuse though. But yeah, I remember because I wasn't really aware of Steve Irwin. Really, it didn't affect me at all. Because
Oh no, I used to watch Crocodile Hunter and stuff.
That's the thing. So I remember another friend of mine, called Josh. He was really into it as well. But I think as a kid, I just didn't have the TV channel that he was on.
Wasn't it on like Channel 4 or something like that?
I don't think so. I think it was like, one of these cable channels that people used to have.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I definitely didn't watch it, and I would have if I could have. So
Might have been on like Channel 5 or something. People that like up
There was
north
only
don't know, but they don't have it down there.
four down here. But yes, I remember. I wasn't really concerned. I know who he is, but anyway, now retrospectively, I've sort of seen who he. I know about him and watched YouTube clips. Yeah, he's an inspiring.
He did
fella.
a shitload for like animal charities. And stuff
Yeah,
like
he seemed like a really cool dude.
Yeah.
So
I think another one for me was one that affected everyone was like Robin Williams.
Yeah, that was quite sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the way that he died is the worst.
Yeah, because I've had depression and stuff in the past, so like that kind of like affected me quite a bit. Of like he seemed very normal and he was hiding it all, and then suddenly it just got like overwhelming. And
yeah, so it's awful when so somebody who is a millionaire who seemingly has it all.
Yeah.
Fame and love. He had the love of millions. People still love him, and he had money, and he had loving family, and all that kind of stuff, and still does it. Then that makes it even worse because then how are you supposed to feel if you've got none of that?
And Stephen Fry's been close to it a few times as well. Like he's another one that seemingly has it all.
Yeah.
Really intelligent bloke, but he's.
But then the argument can be made the other way is that they probably feel worse to some extent, or not worse.
Yeah, no. Stephen Fry said like that when people say like a lot of people like have it worse, that just it should make you feel better, but it just makes you feel worse because you're like, well, I don't even deserve to.
Yeah.
Like I haven't even earned to feel like this. If that's like kind of a
it's like
oxymoron.
If you've got millions of pounds and you've ticked every box, and then you're still depressed, then there's a certain sense of, oh my god, there's nothing. What more can I do?
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to go. I've done everything that society tells me to do, and I'm still unhappy. So anyway, yeah, that was really sad. Robin Williams was a sad one. He was a sad one, and to some extent Chester Bennington as well.
And Gary
sad.
Speed as well. That was kind of like out of nowhere.
Yeah, but I think at the time it didn't affect me because I wasn't too aware of male suicide really. But yeah, looking back now, it's like actually, yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah,
it's shit. It's just shit. So reach out if you need someone to talk to. Send a message in Knackers in the Breeze. I mean that sincerely. I really do mean that sincerely. So if you don't want to send us a message, there's always people to talk to, and one of those organisations are called the Samaritans. Phone number 116123. And if you're feeling a bit shitty and you've got no one to talk to, a bit down, they're the peeps. They are the peeps. They're always there 24 hours a day. Give them a call.
Yeah.
Or listen to episode 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of this podcast, and then phone them.
Even if you're feeling good beforehand, listening to that many Knackers in the Breeze in a row, you will feel down afterwards.
Get that number to hand quick.
Hey, this is the People Time podcast.
And you guys have just listened to another exceptional podcast episode of Knackers in the Breeze.
Congratulations.
If you want to ask Ryan and Barry a question, send a voice note via private message on Facebook. Just search for Knackers in the Breeze.
They're on many platforms, Spotify, etc.
Join them again soon in their quest for philosophical enlightenment.
Knackers!
In the Breeze!
We reach the pleasant shores of the end. We've sailed the ocean of conversation under the sky of philosophical enlightenment, and we've come out wiser and stronger.
We've taken the submarine of hope,
and
we've dove into the depths of despair.
And that too is true.
Don't even know what that means.
But here we are. Bolder, wiser. Older, yes. But
Bolder
stronger.
or balder?
Both. What an episode that was. Hey? Gypsy Fighting News is a new feature that's just started. We didn't talk about Game of Thrones, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah,
because people have been.
The less we talk about Game of Thrones, the better.
There's been there've been saturation, a proliferation of Game of Thrones reactions for the last week and a bit.
Yeah.
So
and you don't need one from us.
We don't need one from us. It was a fucking great episode. Let's move on. It was great. I really enjoyed the episode. Send in your feedback, your questions. It's the biggest episode of our short podcasting careers. Next episode is episode 20. 2 digits, like we've had in previous episodes.
I thought you were going to 0.
I was trying to say, it's amazing we've hit 2 digits, but we hit that in episode 10. But
we've hit a 2-digit thing beginning with number 2.
Yeah,
how's that? That's almost a better ring to it than your first one-way conversation with a male Mexican over the phone.
Yeah, the man with a great voice.
Yeah.
How can I forget?
So another thank you to Gears and Beers and
Yes.
People Time
People
for
Time.
contributing to the podcast.
Check it out. Our podcast friendship group is growing.
Yeah.
And I like that. I love it. And the listeners is growing, and the questions we're getting in are growing, and we can't use them all. Yeah, we can. We will use them all if we can. 'Cause if we don't use them in this episode, we'll use them in the next episode.
Yeah, we've got some stored up. It's just we try and keep it somewhat at a state of listenability, which I might have to get a dictionary and learn.
You've got
to say that word.
Good listeneration is what we go for. It really is. It really is. And you do a great job.
Listenazarich.
Yeah, Listenazarich is.
He played for Croatia last year.
Listenazarich. Pardon me, I'm so sorry.
So we had quite a few technical difficulties with this podcast, but we still managed to get it out. We still managed to piece one together.
Yeah.
And, my editing will make it seem seamless. Seamless.
And we can't do it without you, the listener.
Sarah, send them on. I don't know why I did that voice.
No. That's it. Ryan, take us out. Doesn't translate at all, does it?
Yeah, I think we're supposed to ask like something perverted though, like, would you rather shit out of your mouth or your eyes?
There you go. Which one?
That's a stupid fucking question.
It's your question.